Here we go. So I've just been promoted. I think I've got a ZRS of 453. I'm in the 390 to 510 category now. So 32 riders, Prospect Park loop, 4 laps, top right. I reckon it's perhaps 13, 14 and a half miles, I think. I should have checked that before I started. 14 and a half miles. We're doing about 450 feet over 4 laps. So pretty flat course, to be honest. You can see the repeat circuit. So starts off flat, bit of a descent, gentle descent, then there's a flat. Coming into the final third, there is a minimal climb, I want to say, so it's probably going to be 150, 120 odd feet per lap, which is nothing really. So my objective here is to come in the top half. Anything 16 and above is going to be a success. I'm a bit apprehensive because I don't know how quick this group is. You can see top left, I'm just doing under 246 average watts, 15th gear. A pretty slowish start, I've got to say. It doesn't feel any different to the other group previously. However, I'm very well aware that this is the first time on this circuit. Watching other videos on YouTube and other YouTubers in the higher categories, the pattern I've seen is that there's a tendency to be there's more tactical attacking going on in the higher groups, and I just don't want to be dropped, so I've got to concentrate. Again, it's the first time on the course. I'm not going to get dropped on the descent, and I would hope I wouldn't get dropped on the flat. So let's see how it is. It's very, very cold in my shed. I think it's about 5 degrees, which is good in one respect, but a bit too cold to start. I've done 10 minutes warm up, but I'll take the tracksuit top off perhaps after the second lap when I've really warmed up. Each lap, what, 3.5 miles, I guess. So just a nice steady start here. We'll speed it up in a minute. I'm guessing all riders a bunch there, looking at the graphic. Objective top half. I suspect perhaps either on the third or certainly the fourth lap, somebody's going to attack off that the climb. That's, I guess, going to be the objective. I haven't been watching this circuit on with other YouTubers. Let's just speed it up here. Look at my average, it's way down, under 240, 237 top left. So it's a pretty laid back ride so far. I'm quite surprised. I thought it might be a bit quicker or somebody might attack more, but there was none of that. I think everybody's just happy to keep in the pack. So the next thing I was thinking was, let's see how quick this pack, this competition, these riders are on the climb. Are they going to out-climb me? Is that going to be an issue after the first lap? I can't get dropped after this first climb, clearly. So let's see. I wanted to see what level I'm at. That's the whole point of this. You know, how am I competitive at a promoted level? Can I get in the top 20? Can I get in the top 15? Can I get in the top 10? It's all to play for. But at the moment, 239 watts average. I'm riding as I would ride, 15th gear, you know, in and around that average. You can see the climb at the top now, so it's well, compared to recent circuits and Zwift racing, it's tiny, really. I'll get up on the orange parts off the saddle, that's technique. Try and do it for the majority of that next bit of the yellow. Sit down, oh, there you go, sat down. Seemed to be at the front, which was surprising. I mean, I thought I could have easily been dropped here. Here we go. Competing here. Perhaps everyone's just holding off. I don't know. Here we go for the orange segment. What's that? Just under 4.5% gradient, and nearly 5% there. There's a barrier here, but strangely enough, it's quite deceptive that. You think, right, I'll ease up after this barrier, but there's a little bit more to go. And it did catch me out. Look, I'm sat back down, but there's a little bit to go over the peak, and I'm guessing on the fourth lap, people are just going to go off from here. 0.4 miles to go. Yeah, so people will be full gas from here on that final lap. So it does make sense. They'll attack on that climb and then full gas with a sprint at the end. Just using the aero boost there. Come right through the pack there. No need to do that. Only doing 117 watts, is that right? Anyway, averaging 254. So it has crept up, and that's naturally. The pack is quite split, and I didn't do anything special on that climb. If you look at the top right, probably a lot dropped to 2 or 3 riders there. They're coming back together now, but it's taken quite a distance after that climb to come back. So you can see the flat final sprint will be curling round to this barrier on the 4th lap. Get another power up here. I think the power ups are the van and the aero helmets are drafting behind, or a boost on aero. 10 miles to go to the finish. Start of the 2nd lap. Yeah, 3.3 miles per lap. 251 average, 233 calories complete. Nothing crazy, nothing unusual. Perhaps I've got a chance in here to come in the top half in this new promoted category. Let's see. The other objective is to, whatever the split is, whether it's top half or the top third or top 8, whatever the split is, I want to keep increasing my ZRS. Keep that going in a positive direction. That's another objective. And push towards the 500 ZRS. Perhaps January, February. It's a reasonable objective. Again, I'm doing less than 200 watts here. Speed it up. The average is right back down again, which it would be on a descent and a flat. And then we're going to speed up a bit here, and we'll start the climb any minute now. So there's 2 riders gone off there. I mean, not a huge attack. I'm having to do 300 watts to try and get back into them. But yeah, they've perhaps just put a little statement down. So I need to watch the Japanese rider there and the Dane, because perhaps they're making a little statement there. And I'm guessing people might attack before the climb, bearing in mind what they've just done there and the minimal climb. Perhaps that's the tactic for the final lap. Out of the saddle here. Everyone's using the aero. I can't remember when I used the... Yeah, so 350 watts. And I'm at the front of the pack for climbing. Giving me confidence. Got an orange section here, and then again to that barrier and the little dip, probably 50 metres after the barrier. So I'd learned that by the 2nd lap. Just need to carry on. Don't get dropped. Don't do anything stupid. Not putting a huge amount of watts there. Still just 350 stood up. 369. Nothing ridiculous. But yeah, coming through with the front riders. And then what? We've got half a mile to the barrier again, and we'll start the 3rd lap. Without stating the obvious, it is quite repetitive, this. It's a flat, little descent, flat, little ascent, flat to the finish. I don't want to say it's boring, but yeah, it's not the most exciting circuit. Using the draft boost here, trying to be wise on there, just so I didn't get dropped, just in case these 4 riders went off. I suspect they wouldn't do. end of the second lap, but I didn't want to take any chances. And I'm not in a position to do a huge chase, especially when I've just been promoted. I wanted to save the legs for that final lap. Coming through, you can see the barrier here, end of the second lap. Perhaps we've dropped a couple of riders there. I'm just looking at the top graphic again. I'd estimate perhaps we're down to 25 riders in this pack. All good for me. Managed to stay with them. There's someone just catching into the pack there. Yeah, they'll be absorbed in now because we're not doing anything too quick here. So again, third lap, flat, descent, flat, ascent, finish. The power-ups as well. I mean, yeah, I've just been using them. Well, not really using them because the aero, I'm guessing you'd use at the end on a sprint or perhaps an attack on the flat. I don't know. Strange. 3 miles to go on the third lap out of 4. 6.4 miles to go in total. 257 feet. 17.5 minutes completed. So it's probably going to be 35-minute race, this one. Much shorter than the recent ZWIFT Racing, which is a bit of a relief. That took a lot out of me last weekend. It really did. Tough racing for an hour, 1,000 calories, without additional food and nutrition. Speeded up there. We're coming to this climb again. On the third lap, is anybody going to attack? 240 average, 411 calories burnt. I'm roughly, as usual, doing between 80, 85. I've just done a bit more than 85 RPM there, pushing up to 90. Need to be doing 320 to 350 on the yellow. Stand up on the orange, perhaps 350 to 370. Yeah, over 400 there. But I'm at the front. That's the key here. I'm not being outclassed. I'm not saying this is easy, but I'm a bit surprised that perhaps the fourth lap I'll be surprised and people will just try and drop me on the climb. I don't know, but the pack's here together. Yeah, this isn't easy, but I'm holding my own and I'm really chuffed about that. Really pleased. Coming through the barrier here. Doesn't matter about the position, but have we dropped any more riders? Well, there's a couple hanging on the back, it looks like. But I'd say there's 20 still in this front group going on to the fourth lap. Now, it's only 3.3 miles. I mean, could somebody attack from the start? There you go. You can see a few riders just putting a bit more effort in. Jeffrey's there, leading, pushing. I've used the draft boost. Yeah, I mean, I look like I'm struggling, but I don't think I'm struggling that much. Look, average 244 watts after the climb, so I'm having to stand up to get back though with the drafting boost. Just rein those 3 riders in. 10 miles done, 3.6 miles to go. Barrier for the fourth lap coming up, just over 24 minutes done. Cruising at 29 miles an hour. Here we go, we're all as a pack again. Top right though, you can see some riders are having to get back into this. Have we dropped anybody here? It looks like we may well do. But when we go through the barrier though, because it's the start, everyone will just catch up. Really pleased, 3/4 of the race complete and I'm here. I'm in contention. I'm not going to be so bold to say I'm going to win anything, in this group, but I'm competing, and I'm in there with 1 lap to go. Yeah, you can see a rider's been dropped. I think there's 2 hanging off the back. Drafting well here as well. I know with the drafting boost, but I was quite well positioned. Been trying to concentrate on that in the last few weeks, especially now I'm being promoted. I need every watt. Every watt will count, because I need every little advantage I can take, to be honest. No one's attacking. 2.9 miles to go. Little descent coming up. 25 minutes gone. Nearly 11 miles. Average has dropped a bit. 243. Strange. 465 calories burnt. The group are together now. I think everybody. Nobody's sat at the back. Because I don't know how dangerous some of these front riders are. You can see the Japanese rider Lee has two jerseys, the polka dot and the orange one. I think she's been setting the standard, to be fair. I'm in a great position here. Comfortable, not getting dropped. Right in the pack there. So if you need to have a draft meter, I know you can feel it, but it'd be great to know where to really draft. I see other YouTubers putting third-party HUDs on with the draft meters, and I'm jealous, to be honest. Got a bit of envy there, draft meter envy. Here we go. Very tight pack here. 2.1 miles, 2 miles to go. Is anyone going to go for it early? There's a barrier coming up where we will all acquire a new, everyone's using up their aero. The power up, we get a new one at the barrier. Having to stand up there, right. 2 or 3 riders pushing it there. 1.8 miles to go, I'm feeling that. I'm having to work hard here. So I just sprinted through. Can't carry on at that pace. Not sure why you would have done that. Just to get back into contention, fair play. 4 riders pulling the pack. Look at it, top right. I need to pull them back in, stand up over 400 watts. Yeah, 455. Just need to rein them back in. I can't get dropped there. 1.6 miles to go. I'd hope I wouldn't be dropped before the climb. That'd be very unspectacular of me there. 394 feet, 28.5 minutes, 12.1 miles. I'm back in here. So we've pulled that attack back. Got the drafting boost. I felt I've got to use it at the top of the climb, or near the top of the climb. There's another power up to the finish. So I've used it because I was struggling. Having said that, 508 calories done, 244 average. It's nothing special. Jeffrey's gone off at the front. Fair play on his own. 1.2 miles to go. Nobody's chasing him down. I mean, very brave. Drafting boost nearly over. Nobody's chasing him down. I've not got the energy to chase down. 1.1 mile to go. Let's see. I'm going to start the climb in a minute. I'm just sat in the pack. Not really intentional. I'm just struggling away in the pack, trying to get as much draft as possible. Jeffrey, 6 seconds. Tremendous attack there. I mean, fair play with that huge effort. I can't be reining that in. I just haven't got the legs. That's one place of my 16 gone. Here we go. Quick swig of the old. Just get hydrated before this climb. I suspect I'm going to have to stand up for most of this. 0.8 of a mile to go. There you go. Get at that front. Come on, pull it. Need to be over 400 there. I'm just waning a bit there. 350 to 375. 382. Yeah, I just need a little bit to sit down. I can't go stand up. I'm looking, struggling now, struggling. Need to stand up on the orange. And I'm not going to make 16th at this rate. Get stood up. I need to rein and back in. Come on. Need to stand up going over that top. I am pushing for 15th, 16th here. Not if these two riders overtake me. Where are we in the pack? There's still... Here we go. 0.4 of a mile. Oh dear. Getting overtaken here. Right. Come on. There's no way I'm going to let him just beat me there. I'm going to work back at these. I'm not going to come in the top 10, but come on, I need that 16th finish. 0.3 of a mile to go. 490 feet gone. 31 minutes. I reckon if I can out sprint three of these, I'll have hit the target. Still got the aero, the power up. There you go, the yellow one's dropped. What am I, 17th now? One more person to take and I'll achieve top half. Don't sprint yet. Just need to take this aero boost on. Come on, past this. Rider, fantastic. Sorry to that American there. Just gone past it. I can't catch Thomas. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Fantastic. What a result there. Fantastic. 16th. Top half achieved. Average 3.3. That's nothing to write home about. Just less than 250. 32 minutes and 08. What a start to the promoted group. Really chuffed. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. I'll see you soon. Thank you.